Welcome in, horror friends. Here to give you a horror movie review. Like my shirt. Anyways, the film I'm going to be doing this evening, or this evening when I'm recording it, is The Strangers from 2008. One of my favorites. This one's rated R. It is an hour 25, so a perfect amount of time. This one grossed 52 million at the box office, so pretty decent. Rotten Tomato gave it a 49%. I'm a little baffled by that. And then the fans only gave it 48%, so I'm not too happy about that. This one is written and directed by Brian Bertino, who also wrote and directed The Dark and the Wicked, The Monster, and the sequel to this one, Strangers Prey at Night. So he's got a pretty good track record. I really enjoyed The Monster and Prey at Night. The Dark and Wicked was good, but it wasn't as scary as I was thinking it was going to be. It had a creepy vibe, but I definitely say check out all those films. And let's jump into the actors. We've got Liv Tyler from The Wildling, which was a decent flick. It wasn't my favorite, but it's good enough. I mean, if you're bored, give it a watch. And I think most people know her from Lord of the Rings, probably. She's just amazing in it. The next actor we have is Scott Speedman, who Scott Speedman and Liv Tyler are together, and they're a couple in this one. Just for a little reference, I had to throw that in there right now. I don't know why. But Scott Speedman is in Crimes of the Future, which I think came out either this year or last year. I wasn't huge on it. I thought it was just kind of weird. Pretty good cast, but definitely kind of a slow feel to it. What else is Scott Speedman? Scott Speedman was in The Monster, which Brian Bertino wrote and directed. So, I mean, he likes Scott Speedman. I like Scott Speedman. He was also in Underworld as the hybrid werewolf vampire, which I like Underworld. That's one of my favorite series. But moving on, we got Gemma Ward, who plays Dollface. She's super freaking creepy. She was in the Pirates of the Caribbean Stranger Tides. I don't remember her too well, but I haven't seen that in a minute. Next, we've got Kip Weeks, who they call the Man in the Mask, which I think's dumb. I think that's too basic of a name for him. I call him Big Daddy. I've always called him Big Daddy. I don't know. Just seems right to me. I know it's probably someone else's nickname, but he looks like a Big Daddy to me. Anyways, moving on. We got Laura Margolis. I think that's how you say it. I mean, I'm terrible at saying names, so I'm sorry if that irritates anyone. But she was in The Diabolical, which I haven't seen, but maybe check it out. And last but not least, we got Glenn Howerton, which he's not. I don't think he's much of a horror guy, maybe. But most people know him from Sunny. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. All right, so I got all that out of the way. Now I can stop looking at my notes. So this one kind of starts out with the couple, Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman. It kind of shows, depending on which one you watch. I think I watched the either director's cut, and then there's the theatrical version. So I saw some new scenes, so let me know if it's different to you. Because in the beginning of this one, it has the guy's voice. Oh, this is based on a true story. Blah, 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 blah. He has like the perfect voice for like a creepy intro, and it puts the yellow lettering on saying like, oh, this is based on a true story, yada yada. This brutal night. Kind of gives you Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes. Almost sounds like the same voice. I could be wrong, but I digress. Anyways, so it pans around this neighborhood where the couple will be staying later that evening. Um, and just as a plot developer, I think as an emotional tie to kind of grip you to these characters, um, Speedman asks Liv Tyler to marry him, and she says no. And he's got this whole brilliant plan set up at the I think it's like his parents' vacation home, and he did it all. It's just like, oh man, that sucks. He's got the bathtub full of rose petals. He's got champagne or wine, whatever it is. He's got it all set up, and they get there, and she's just like, oh, well, when did you do this? He's like, I did it today. And like he's just ready to be done. He's just ready to like, I mean, leave. Like, I don't know if he wants to break up with her, but I mean that's a ouch. That's a stab in the heart. In a way, I mean, but maybe she just wasn't ready. Anyways, so past like kind of the emotional parts, they're just kind of settling in. It's kind of just she takes a bath in the bathtub with the petals, whatever. He's eating a tub of ice cream, and he pops open the champagne, or is it, I forget if it's, I think it's champagne, whatever. He's chugging that. He offers her some, yeah. And so it's just a little awkward, and then they start making out, and then they're about to get it on when they hear a knock, knock, knock on the door. And this is where the horror comes in. To answer the door, they try to flick the light on. It's not turning on, and it's just this blonde girl saying, "Hey, hello." They're like, "Hi, can we help you?" She's like, "Is Tamara here?" It's just in the creepiest tone, and they're like, no, I think you got the wrong house." And she's like, "Okay, I'll see you later." That just gives me like a chill down my spine. And that's basically when the scariness like creeps up slowly. I wouldn't say this is a slow burn because it does get to the point fairly quickly. But what happens next is Liv Tyler runs out of cigarettes, and Scott Speedman wants to get out of the house anyways to kind of just process everything that's just happened. And so he leaves, and I don't want to completely give it away. I'll just say these three characters, Big Daddy, as I call him, Dollface, and the pinup girl, basically scare the living hell out of Liv Tyler. And Scott Speedman gets back, and he's trying to calm her down, and then he sees them, and then basically the rest of the night is torment, torture, and do they live through this or do they die? Nobody really knows, right? But there's some really sad parts. I mean, I feel like this is just a really well done movie. I'm surprised it got such a bad score, but you know what? Whatever. This is definitely a top 10 for me. The acting is fantastic. The buildup of fear and terror is awesome. I saw this in the theater, and one scene I literally jumped out of my seat. And I don't often do that because I watch a lot of horror films. But yeah, that's the one scene. If you haven't seen this and you watch this, you'll know exactly what I mean. I think, because it builds up to it and you're expecting it, but you're like, okay, no, they're not going to do that because it's too obvious, but they do it anyways. But yeah, I cannot tell you how much I love this movie. Top 10 for sure in my book. of all-time horror movie for me, but that's just my opinion. Um, but yeah, that's what I've got for this movie review. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe would make me very happy. Still building followers and all that good stuff. If just give this a like, a comment if you want, and that's what I've got for this one. Y'all have a good one.